The 20th Pre-Export Trade Finance Facility for the purchase of cocoa for the 2012-2013 season was signed in Accra on Wednesday, 12th September 2012. The amount signed this year was $1.5 billion, arranged by a syndication of 31 local and international banks. The facility will be used to purchase over 800,000 tons of cocoa for the 2012-13 season, as well as support the activities within the industry. The facility was initiated in 1982 when, due to the increased demand in the production of cocoa, Government of Ghana could not raise short-term finance from central bank to finance cocoa purchases. Following that, governments through Ghana International Bank went to the international financial market to seek finance. The result that year was a $140 million facility repayable over 12 months. Since then, the amount raised annually has increased yearly to a peak of $2 billion facility signed in London in 2011. As part of the signing ceremony, the 31 syndicating banks, made up of local and international banks, together with the Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Cocobod, Mr. Anthony Fofie, and his Deputy Chief Executives, Mr. William Mensah and Dr. Yao Edwampoma, spent Tuesday, 11 September 2012 with the chiefs and people of Ofuase in the Agona East District of the Central Region of Ghana, a major cocoa producing district.
Deputy Chief Executive, Deputy Chief Executive, Finance and Administration Director, Managing Director, Quality Control.
The banks were in Ofuase to attend the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of a 6-unit classroom block for the community and to renovate a classroom block at Asing Damang. According to the banks, this was their support to show appreciation to a Ghana cocoa growing community as part of their corporate social responsibility. The banks and Cocobod had raised between themselves an amount of $67,500 for the project. The delegation was welcomed to the Ofuase town amidst drumming and dancing and colorful display by traditional chiefs. Asariado, Agona East District Education Director and Chairperson for the ceremony, thanked Cocobod and the banks for coming to the aid of the children in the area.
Honorable distinguished guests, the Agona East Education Directorate will, together with Oswasi AEDA teachers, the chiefs and the entire people of Oswasi and its surrounding villages, and in fact, the whole Agona East District do express our profound gratitude to our foreign partners of Cocobod for their grand gesture of accepting to put up a 6-unit classroom block and its attachment for the Oswasi AEDA Basic School.
Mr. Anthony Fofie, in response to Madam Ado's welcome speech, said Cocobod had over the years acted as a spoke in the wheels of national development by making significant contributions to the development of cocoa farming communities.
I am really impressed that people came from Adukrom to acquire land here for cocoa farming. In fact, this has been the tradition, moving from Greater Accra to parts of the Aquatim range towards the central region, the eastern region, and now we have our highest production in the western regions. Cocobod views such contributions as a means of returning part of the resources generated from cocoa production, marketing and finance back to the farming communities. It has been an annual ritual for our banks, the participating banks from the trade finance, to give us something to support these rural communities. It is for this reason that we were delighted to have received a proposal from the Club of Banks for the 12-13 syndicated loan facility to invest $65,000 in cocoa growing communities in Ghana. In consultation with the major stakeholders and the sponsors, we wish to construct a new classroom block at Ofuasi with these funds provided by the Club of Banks.
He said Cocobod views such contribution as a means of returning part of the resources generated from cocoa production, marketing and finance back to the farming communities.
After cutting the soil, we hope that there will be a lot of supervision to provide premises for high quality education of the school children here. And this, I will ask you, Madam Chairperson, who is the District Director of Education, the Regional Directorate of Education, the District Chief Executive, and the Honorable Member of Parliament to assist in the implementation of this project. Once again, let me, on behalf of our dear cocoa farmers, thank the Club of Banks for their generosity. Thank you very much for your attention.
The district best cocoa farmer used the opportunity to thank the government of Ghana, Cocobod and the banks for their support to the industry.
I, as the Central Regional Chief Farmer of the Ghana Cocoa Coffee Channel Farmers Association, have the singular honor on behalf of the National Chief Farmer and entire cocoa farmers of Ghana, wish to express our deepest heartfelt appreciation to this historic facility. Let me say a big thank you to all gathered, especially our distinguished financial supporters from afar. May the good Lord continue to strengthen our bond of mutual cooperation and long-lasting assistance. Furthermore, I wish you safe and peaceful drive back to our destination. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Nana Asari Akwa, Chief of Ofuasi, in a speech, appealed to Cocobod to construct the road linking the village to Swedru Akimoda Trunk Road to facilitate cocoa evacuation. Mr. Fofie called on the banks to join him present the check for the project.
Hello, boss. Move back.
Following the presentation of the check, the delegation proceeded to the proposed site for the construction of the classroom blocks for the groundbreaking ceremony. Before leaving Ofuase, some of the delegation from the foreign banks had the opportunity to visit a cocoa farm nearby. For some, it was their first time on a cocoa farm. The banks, following their visit to Ofuase, were treated to a dinner by Cocobod. The dinner was graced with the presence of the Minister for Finance, Dr. Kwabena Dufo, and the Ghana High Commissioner to the UK and Ireland, His Excellency Professor Kweku Danso-Boafo. The National Best Farmer for 2011, Openin Edutebri. Also present were the board members of Cocobod, led by the chairman, Dr. Yao Koranchi, the CEO of Cocobod, Mr. Anthony Fofie, and his deputy chief executives. In a brief speech, the chairman of the board, Dr. Percival Yao Koranchi, thanked the banks for their support to the Ghana cocoa industry.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this event, an event that affords us the opportunity to fraternize and to break bread. Prior to the signing of this all-important agreement for cocoa financing. Year after year, we've sustained our interest in this particular transaction. I call you partners of the cocoa industry in Ghana because we've fostered a very good relationship over time, and we believe that this relationship should be as green and perennial as possible, so long as we both behave properly. When you sit in the comfort of your rooms, your offices, and you happen to look at this transaction, don't look at Cocobod, but look at the areas that you saw today. The farmers you met and the children you met.
We have to express our appreciation to all of you for what you did today. I could see the excitement when I was waiting by the bus, but some of you were still under the cocoa tree, taking pictures and looking at the cocoa pods and everything. The farmers there also showed their appreciation. The hospitality is great in Ghana. And apart from everything, we have a very stable environment to do business. So please, this is the best destination for investment. Thank you.
His Excellency Professor Kweku Danso-Boafo, the Ghana High Commissioner to the UK and Ireland, on behalf of the Ghana missions in the various countries where the international banks represented are based, thanked the banks for making the facility possible.
My brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, we Ghanaians are very grateful to the banks that have made this possible. As the Chief Executive has assured you, we are extremely a very credit-worthy country. And we assure you that your monies will be put to good use, and we together would get good returns on our respective investments.
Cocobod made presentations to the banks during the dinner dance.
A token of our appreciation to the good people of Ghana and Ghana Cocobod.
The signing ceremony for the 2012-13 facility-backed finance was held at La Palm Beach Hotel in Accra on Wednesday, 12th September 2012. It was attended by the representatives of the 31 international and local banks involved in the facility. Also present were representatives of some of the various stakeholders in the Ghana cocoa industry, board members of the Ghana Cocoa Board and members of the Ghana Cocoa Coffee and Shea Nut Association. The signing started with a pre-signing ceremony where the final documents are checked and signed by Cocobod, Cocoa Marketing Company, and the facility agent Standard Chartered Bank. The main ceremony was moderated by Mr. Jeffrey Wynn, senior partner for SNR Denton, the legal firm overseeing the facility. The 31 banks, made up of 13 initial mandated lead arrangers and book runners, 1 initial mandated lead arranger, 6 lead arrangers, 4 arrangers and 7 managers, signed the facility on behalf of their banks. The managing director for Standard Chartered Bank, Mr. Cocobod, in a short speech, congratulated Ghana Cocobod for their hard work and efficient structures that has made the facility a success yearly.
The sheer size of this transaction and the number of banks here today tells its own story, and it is a remarkable testimony to the continuing faith and confidence in Ghana Cocobod's domestic and international standing, notwithstanding the current turbulent conditions in financial markets. May I take this opportunity to express our delight once more in working with Ghana Cocobod to make this facility possible. The professionalism and cooperation remains excellent, and this marks your organization as a credible and attractive counterparty for the banks present here today.
Mr. Joe Mensah, Managing Director of Ghana International Bank PLC, also took turn to give a speech.
We have for many years acted as the collection agents for Cocobod and the syndication of banks, where we have had the responsibility of ensuring that control over cocoa sales does not pass to the buyer until the sales proceeds have been received. This is a very important role and one we take very seriously. I am pleased to announce that we in Ghana International Bank have worked with Ghana Cocobod over the past 2 years to implement an electronic collection system whereby the collection of documents will now be processed in Accra and sent directly to the buyers in Europe without having to courier the documents to us in London for processing before sending them off to the buyers' banks. With this new electronic collection system, we have established a direct link between Ghana International Bank offices and Ghana Cocobod in Accra, and the documents will all be processed online and dispatched with our approval to the European bankers from Accra without going through London. We have thus managed from this year to reduce the period of collection, that is the submission of documents to the buyer's bank after shipment from Ghana, from 8 days to 3 days.
Mr. Anthony Fofie, Chief Executive Officer of Cocobod, in his speech thanked the banks for arranging the facility for Cocobod.
Let me begin by stating how very pleased I am that once again we are witnessing the signing of another successful syndicated trade finance facility for Ghana Cocobod in the sum of $1.5 billion for the 2012-2013 cocoa purchasing season.
He said to move the Ghanaian cocoa sector forward, the sector will take advantage of available technology to expand sales activity, improve operations and enhance collection of sales proceeds. He said Cocobod was exploring cooperation in the area of marketing, extension, pest and disease control, border movement of cocoa beans. Mr. Fofie in closing proposed a toast to Ghana's cocoa farmers, stakeholders of the industry and the staff of Cocobod.
Our presence here today to sign the loan agreement is an indication that we have successfully completed the processes in good time to the satisfaction of all parties. We normally sign the agreement in the 4th week of September, but today we are signing the 2nd week. I think we've worked diligently to reach this sort of achievement. Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, it is quite refreshing to see new banks joining the facility despite the global financial crisis which weakened their lending to sub-Saharan African economies. We are indeed encouraged by the confidence reposed in the Ghana's cocoa subsector and in fact the entire economy of our dear country, Ghana. It is such confidence in our democracy, coupled with the excellent management of the cocoa sector, which has made this possible. We are currently exploring cooperation in the area of marketing, extension, pest and disease control, as well as the control of cross-border movement of cocoa beans. Honorable Minister, I also deem it appropriate to recognize the role of our trading partners in this transaction. Our sincere gratitude goes to them for their support. We also wish to thank the Ghanaian cocoa farmer whose extreme sacrifice, hard work and commitment to the production of good quality cocoa has enabled us to enter into business arrangements of the type that we are witnessing this morning. Our thanks also go to all the license buying companies, registered cocoa hauliers and other institutions in the local cocoa trade in Ghana. Finally, we recognize government support through the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning and the Club of Banks and the Bank of Ghana, with whom we work closely towards the overall goal of improving the Ghanaian economy. I must also add my words to what we did yesterday at Ofuasi, where the Club of Banks actually gave 67,500 US dollars for the construction of a classroom block at Ofuasi near Swedu. We really appreciate your effort. On this note, in expressing our gratitude to the banks for this particular moment, let me call on all Cocobod staff to be upstanding whilst we propose the toast of appreciation to the participation banks.
In his address, Ghana's Minister for Finance and Economic Planning, Dr. Kwabena Duffuor, expressed the country's gratitude to both the local and foreign banks for the confidence shown in Ghana's economy and the cocoa industry.
On behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the government, and the people of Ghana, I wish to express my profound gratitude to our financiers, both local and foreign, for the confidence shown in the Ghanaian economy in general and the cocoa industry in particular.
Dr. Duffuor said the cocoa industry remained the major backbone of the Ghanaian economy and will continue to play its lead role despite the coming on of oil and gas. The finance minister said it is in this direction that Cocobod, with the support of government, has provided incentives that has resulted in a major boost of the cocoa industry. Dr. Duffuor stated that the trade finance was not backed by government guarantee but by the produce it seeks to support. He therefore attributed the success of the facility to the cocoa farmers who worked to ensure that the produce was available for sale to pay back the loan.
Mr. Chairman, it is noteworthy that the receivable-backed trade finance is not backed by government guarantee, but by the produce it seeks to support, and that's quite commendable.
Following on from the ceremony, we caught up with some of the delegates present for their comments.
The subscription has been there every year from 93 to date. It shows the confidence they have in the cocoa industry. And in fact, this particular facility appears to be one of the best assets in the bank's balance sheet in the city of London. So it's good, and the Ghanaians should try to protect it. It is not the sourcing the loan is a problem, but the ability to pay when we get it. Bankers are in business to make money, and any attractive proposition, they'll take it. So what we have to do as a nation is to look at the various industries. Let's make sure we develop a very viable, vibrant oil palm industry. But production every year will be enough to pay for the loan, and it should be okay. It can apply to any other industry, but the production side is what we have to look at.
We know Ghana is one of the leading countries that exports the right cocoa beans to the whole world. And we're really happy for Cocobod, the farmers, and we, the stakeholders as well. And we want to say a big aiko to the farmers and all the stakeholders in the industry.
We have managed to put in an electronic system. One in Cocobod offices in Accra, one in our office, and we have linked them, by electronically, so that the documents are now processed in Accra at the Cocobod office. Whilst they are processing online, we see what they are doing and we approve it. When they finish, they print off everything, put it on the document, and ship the courier directly from Accra to Frankfurt or Hamburg, even before the ship gets. So we have reduced the collection cycle from 14 to 8 days to only 2 days. So it's processed online, real time. The people sitting in the offices of Cocobod who are processing, we see everything they do. We watch everything, we approve everything, every stage of it, and it gets straight from Ghana to Europe without passing through London.
Why is it a smaller figure this year compared to last year? There are, I think, three factors which are real facts, hard facts. Number one, there is less liquidity available in the international banking market this year as compared to a year before. And when liquidity is less abundant, it is more expensive. So hard fact number two is that Cocobod needs to use only the liquidity that is required for the financing of the crop. And number three is that I think it is recognized that Cocobod has always been very cautious in anticipating the volume of the crop. And this year we have also a lower international price in the market. So all these combined together result in a lower working capital requirement, hence the figure.
I think, first of all, you have to echo what was said by the Minister, that this is the 20th year that this facility has been put together. So with the $1.5 billion, which has been raised this year, the total Ghana Cocoa Board has raised over that period is now over $13.5 billion. And perhaps in some ways the success of the facility year on year is measured by the success of the Ghana economic and political system. But of course the democratic tradition started in 1992 as well. So the two things have grown together and established a very convincing and impressive track record.
Now, this is the 20th trade facility that Cocobod has taken. Year in, year out, Cocobod has performed. And the efficiency and operations of Cocobod have been going up, over the years. So the banks themselves know that Cocobod will be able to perform.
Normally, when you start a business, you should aim at efficiency. And in our case, especially in the warehousing facilities, you see people still using manual labor, carrying cocoa. We want to go away from all that and then mechanize the system so that we don't have manual labor, people carrying cocoa and all that. And then there are other situations at the warehouses which we need to improve on. Well, our main aim has been, to increase the productivity per farmer. You see, we are getting there, because that is where we actually brought in the usage of fertilizer, clean weeding of farms, disease and pest control, and all this. But we feel that with extensive messages going to the farmer, we should be able to achieve.
You realize we need to produce the cocoa, for example, for this loan to pay. And to sustain it over years, the production should also be sustained. And that's why we need to look at the tree stock. The tree stock is also growing old. Right. So as they grow old, yields are low. Therefore, you need to replenish it by replacing them with new planting materials.
Since we are the #1 mission in Europe, if not the world, we are responsible for coordinating all the activities, negotiations, correspondence, passing messages to and from, Cocobod, and so we had to be here. If there are questions, there are issues that have to be, responded to. We are the best people to do that.
It's the largest soft commodity transaction in the world. It's one of the largest in Africa, and it always performs. Ghana Cocoa Board is magnificent.
The 2012-13 signing ceremony once again placed Ghana Cocobod on the world financial market as a first-class borrower, and the facility once again is the largest soft commodity finance facility in sub-Saharan Africa.